Hello, Valkyrie Nation. I'm here with Dr. James J.J. Lies for our very first episode of 2024 for the 580 Exchange. JJ, welcome today.
Thank you. I'm
know,
excited.
Me too. I know you joined Converse in 2022 and served as an assistant professor in the Department of Education and are now the chair of the department.
Yes, sir.
And you are also our site coordinator for our Call Me Mister program. So you don't have a lot going on at all, do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, just easy times for JJ.
Yeah, easy street.
What people might not know is you were also a Converse student, and you obtained your doctorate degree in our professional leadership.
That's right.
EDD program.
Yep.
And so I was going to ask for our first question today, what made you choose Converse as you were considering all the options you had to continue your education?
So I was actually in the middle of, or near the first third of completing my EDS degree at Furman when I heard of the program here at Converse, and the superintendent of the district that I used to work for suggested to me that I look at getting my doctorate here at Converse. So I went home, looked into it. I loved the curriculum that was being presented. I felt like with the curriculum that was being offered here for the program, I had a good opportunity right here in the city with a short commute to further my education and my development and growth, not just professionally, but personally as well. So I felt like with the coursework that was being offered, I had an opportunity to sharpen my abilities and skills to practice leadership in a variety of different contexts, whether that's in the house, in the school community, or in the greater community all around. So.
You've been a tremendous asset to our campus, and then you're now a man of letters, and you've got a decision to make in terms of where you continue your career and what
sir.
the next step is. And you made the decision to come onto the faculty. What impacted that decision?
Yeah, so the decision really was about culture. There was something compelling about the culture of Converse. Being a student here, I loved the way that the professors operated and interacted with us. I loved the diversity in the classrooms. Even in a doctoral program, there were a lot of students who had different backgrounds, different races and ethnicities, and we all came together to collaborate and create something beautiful. I had the opportunity to adjunct with the education department and teach a couple of science for the child courses in the summer, and that's what really got me hooked. I realized that I loved working with students and helping to develop the next crop of outstanding teachers that would go into our school systems locally.
Yeah. And speaking of that process of cultivating new talent, cultivating new people, that was a big focus of your dissertation research. And I had the honor of serving on Dr. Lai's dissertation committee, so I got to see this work firsthand. But I wonder if you talk a little bit about that research and some of the things you discovered in that process.
Yes, absolutely. So the research essentially focused on the relationship between servant leadership and teacher retention. Looking at the Call Me Mister program and how Call Me Mister develops servant leaders who go into the schools and serve at a high capacity for quite a long time in some of our state's most needy schools. And so in looking at that, I realized that servant leadership, or being educated in servant leadership, was a factor in helping teachers to remain committed in the classrooms and to provide the best transformative opportunities and experiences for students.
That's excellent. And it's such rich research, especially as we think about the crisis of education in our state right now, and the challenges we're having in getting people to choose the profession of teaching. And I think it's just such incredible work, especially when we think about the work you're doing with our young men and with the minority students here on our campus. So I think it's some of the most important work we do here at Converse. Since this is relatively new at Converse, I wanted to get your take on what does Call Me Mister need? It's still a relatively new program, but what would it need to thrive here at Converse and in the Spartanburg community?
Yes, sir. That's a good question, and I've thought about it for a little while, and in short, just a tremendous show of support. Converse has been incredible with supporting our misters. We currently have 6 misters on our campus, and they range in their area of study. We have misters who are early childhood, elementary, special education, even deaf and hard of hearing, which is very unique for Converse. And within the scope of supporting our misters and the incredible show of support, our morale is very high. We are expecting to and planning to, in the future, attend more conferences. And not only that, but we would hopefully aspire to present at conferences. So that requires a little bit of, monetary support as well. So, all of the things that we're doing and hoping to do lead to direct outcomes that better our students as they prepare to become the teachers that the students in the public schools and private schools need. And so I think primarily just a continuation of emotional support and support in other ways that help to keep us lifted with our morale, but then also if anybody would like to support us monetarily, all of those little gifts and acts of kindness go directly to benefit the students who are in the program. Absolutely. And their development.
Yeah, and supporting the Call Me Mr. program is a great opportunity to help these students directly. And you're right, the little gifts make a big difference. The big gifts that we could utilize to develop scholarships directly for students, especially those students who want to go into education. As we address this crisis together in our state, it's going to be so important that we have pathways for students who want to go into education but may not have the means. So little gifts, big gifts, so many ways to help support this new program and to help it to grow and thrive in our community and beyond, really. I mean, this is impact across the state that we're talking about. So really exciting. One of the great things Dr. Lies invited me to be a part of are some of the great social events that he's developed, particularly to work with our young men on campus to make sure that they have a social home, since we know our coeducational programs are relatively new here at Converse. And one of the great things we did this fall was to host a big barbecue kickback on the quad. And I'll tell you all, one of the coolest things that happened as I pulled up with a ton of hamburger patties was Dr. Lies there with 2 grills, not one, but 2 grills ready to cook it up on the quad. And we had things smelling good. We had students coming out going, "What's going on here? I want to be a part of this." It was so much fun. So we were able to have a good time, and I got to reap the benefit of your mad grill skills too in my work. So a true grill master here in our presence. And so I was going to ask this question: how do you compare managing the grill to managing the classroom when you're teaching students?
That's a great question as well. I would say first and foremost, effective management begins with preparation. Planning ahead and kind of knowing what to expect, having a vision for what you want the end result to be. And so whether it's the grill or the classroom, knowing what the end result is at the end of the year or at the end of the grilling session, you want to have kind of a guide that steers your decision making and your actions. It's also important to, while grilling and working with children, keep a razor sharp eye or a keen eye on every individual aspect that's taking place. So you want your eye on the big picture, but you want to be able to focus in on the individual needs, whether it's the burger and making sure that it's being flipped appropriately at the right time. Making sure you move the burgers around to the hot spots and the cool spots, with direct cooking, indirect cooking. Same thing with students. You want to make sure that you provide individualized instruction to your students to give them what they need in real time. And a lot of that means being keen with your observation and seeking feedback. And so I guess that's how I could compare the relationship between grilling and teaching. Both of them are processes that take time. Takes a lot of time to get really good at it, and there's a lot of trial and error at both. And thankfully, as time goes on, and with the resolve to continue to work at it, you end up being pretty good at it.
I love it. I love it. A lot of that's so wonderful. And I don't know about you all, but I'm getting a little hungry just talking about
Me
this
too,
today.
yeah.
So a lot of good ideas we could say to marinate on after this conversation today. But thank you. But we're really smoking in the education department now, so I won't stop. But it's so great to talk to you today, Dr. Lies. Appreciate
Likewise.
all your insight and especially the leadership that you're providing to our campus. As you can tell, there's so many exciting things happening in the education department. It's certainly an area that Converse is known for, and with great new talent like Dr. Lies on our faculty, we know it is going to continue to be a strong part of the Converse experience. So thanks for your time today,
Yes,
and I
sir.
look forward to seeing you on the quad and behind the grill.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.